shad or nothing flickering this morning. It's cold. 37 degrees this morning. A lot of fog on the water. Water temperature was 64 back at the ramp. It's like 59 and some change here, so our surface temperature dropped a little bit. But I would assume hopefully these pockets stayed pretty warm. I mean, this is the first big cold stint they've had. This is basically what we had in Texas. So I'm really gonna target a lot of these rock banks. We're in Burrito Creek. Here we go, finally, Dad. Oh, it's a good one, Dad. Yep, good spot right there, dude. On top of it. Right in the center of the dock. All right, gosh dang, he choked it. Look at that, people. He choked it. He choked it. Oh, there's another one. All right, baby, I'm on to something, Dad. Slow, baby. He ain't gonna it. Slow, baby, slow. Yellow magic popper. There we go. All right. That's what we're gonna need. That's what we're gonna need right there. Dude, that one's a big one. What in the... I got a rock. Oh, I got a 3-pounder. Oh God, that was scary. Don't ever do that. What is it? Look at that. That is the biggest spot I have ever caught. She is post-spawn too. Dude, this is epic right now. You guys have no idea how epic this is. It's just sitting there and they're getting it. Remind me a lot of a smallmouth. I don't think he's 14 though. I can tell you he's probably about 12 and a half. 12 and a half. Say it with me, John. Hope you smiled, John. You think he's 12 and a half, John? John, you gotta be kidding. If everybody wondered who I'm talking to John, my social media dude. Well, my guy that edits everything. That fish is 14 and a quarter. I love you. You go back over there and I'll see you on day one. Ah. Oh my gosh, we're catching fish. Everybody's probably wondering why I'm talking to John. I don't have anybody else to talk to out here. So, when time comes, I'm gonna talk to John, and John is gonna laugh. At least I hope John laughs. John, you better be laughing right now. And if you said, I am, Chad, I can't hear you, but I want you to tell me, okay? That way, I will know if you watch this part, John. Ow, 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 ow. Ooh, that hurt so bad just now. Ooh, I did it again. I'm an idiot. Oh, what'd I do? I just stuck myself with these little wires. So all I'm doing is rigging it up, wacky worm style, a little fanatic baits, June bug color, the old salty sticks. Okay, be on something. If I could just get the limit in the morning, so we go power fishing all day. Get you a call. See how much when you catch fish, it gives you a little bit of light, how much it feels, how good it feels. Say it with me, everybody. Say, oh, it's all in the hips. It's all in the hips. Who can name that movie? Who can name that movie? Huh? Put it in the comment section. Matter of fact, put a picture in the comment section with your comment. No, John, you can't. You can't compete in this. Man, I don't want to throw that down. There's one there. We're just gonna leave him alone. We're gonna let him stay there. Yeah, baby. Yeah, say, give it to me. Yeah. Ugh. Let's see if he measures. Dude, he's fat. Dude, that's a pre-spawner. Jeez. Please be 14. That means I have 5 today. That means I have 5. Oh, she's 14. She's 14. John, we got another 14. Oh, John. Oh, this area has got him. Wee! Wee! And right now, everybody's thinking I'm psychotic. Well, you know what? That's true. That's true. Oh, yeah. It's so weird. I'm just like creeping that thing. You know, here's the truth to the matter. You want to know what the truth is? The truth is, it's just laying there. Let's go ahead and retie. Let's just go ahead and retie while we're doing this. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get some fresh knots on this. Let's get some fresh knots on this. Let's get some fresh knots on this. Hey, if y'all don't know, these live fishing scissors are bad mamma jammas. So you're gonna ask yourself, right now, here, I'll slide over while I'm talking so everybody see my face. I know it's not pretty, but I did get married, so I got lucky. Anyways, that being said, these scissors from Live Fishing, yes, I am talking a promo right now, so y'all can hate on me if you want, but I'm not even kidding. These things are bad. Oh, got her. Oh, I got the mail.
Time to get back in there, man.
Yeah, well, 1 o'clock's the major feeding window.
Yeah, 12, quarter after. Well,
Yeah.
y'all are 1.
Yeah, we're at 1 over here. Gosh, man, they choked it, so, and I got the mail. He's cold, dude. He feels good.
I get him down there in deep water.
Well, see, that's the thing. I can see him in deep. I can see him. What is that? Oh my God, Austin. Oh my God, big one. Big spot, dude. Big one. You got him on it? Yeah, that's a keeper, son. Picked up my walking bait again next to a dock out there. Just crushed it. 4, 5. This one's probably 3. I got 7 pounds for 2 today. Sound like Sandy Cooper. Big one. Big one. Yep. I call it. It's the presentation. Dude, shut up. Oh, he's pooping. Probably got to pierce his soul. Dude, that is a giant spot. Dude, let's poo-poo. Let's Stinky poo-poos. Let's go. Thank you, Lord. Look at the size of this spot. Look at the size of this spot. Thank you, Lord. Tell you what we're gonna do. So I'm running out of O-ring thing, and I don't want to waste all my O-rings because if this is how they want to eat it, that's how they want to eat it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these hooks. I'm gonna save them. I'm gonna get back here in my BKK box and get some other ones out and just rig them Texas style with a drop shot style hook, and we'll see if that works. Because what I don't know is if they want it wacky or if I can just Texas rig and get away with just letting it lay there. We'll see. See how long that's set there? That's set there forever. Pick it up. I really think it's just the whole letting it lay. I really do. Just leaving it. 97, 5 o'clock, Sean. Thank you, brother. Really, I started in a spot that, you know, I got bites multiple on. It's a little chilly this morning, so I'm hoping things warm up. I'm trying to get going, so try to let it warm up a little bit, and then we'll start hitting some areas that we had some better bites on. Well, I was late, and I was 97, so I don't know. We got due until 5. We got a lot of fishing time since we're closed today, and that was a big thing. What I wanted to do is have that extra fishing time. You know, I think that, you know, running to the river with, if somebody's gonna crush them in the river. Oh shit. And somebody's gonna crush them in the rivers. It's just gonna happen. And but you know, being consistent doing it is gonna be a process that is really going to be important of being consistent, I think. So it's going to be key to be consistent this week. I mean, you're going to have guys that are going to crush them, then there's going to be a lot of 9-10 pound sacks, I think. We just have to run into the right ones again. Practice, you know, you guys will see how practice went. I think that this bite will pay off, but you know, that we had that cold front go through yesterday, and it really put a damper on a lot of things. You got big bluebird skies already, and you just got to slow this thing down. You know, we have confidence in our areas, what we're doing here, so we just have to, you know, trust the process, you know, and just kind of get after it. That's going to be the key, is just being consistent for 3 days. It's going to be the name of the game today. He ain't big enough. Look how long he is. That's crazy, isn't it? It's a good sign, though. He ain't gonna make it either, I don't think. You'd be surprised how long this fish is. He's 13 1/4. That's crazy. The 1 pound. That fish probably even. Well, that sucks. I didn't know it wasn't recording anymore. Had no idea. Didn't even hear it go off. Well, to give you an update, we got 5 for almost 10 pounds, but I didn't even know it shut off. Basically, I don't know how much everybody missed, but you know, so that sucks. So we've just been grinding super slow. Basically what's happened is these fish have just really been super finicky with this high pressure we've had. Okay? Meaning that, you know, we had a cold front go through yesterday and through last night, really blowing. And, you know, this high pressure, these bright bluebird skies, a lot of these fish I was catching, you know, in this area, and they've all, like, I've been catching them out in front of the docks now, like deep. And the only way I can get them to eat stuff is basically just letting this little stick bait get all the way down there and just sit. And they're just picking it up. And it's the bites are way less. I mean, I'm literally having to work for every bite I've got today. I mean, every bite. It has to be so slow. And you know, what's crappy about that is you don't even know if, you know, there's a fish even at the dock. Because sometimes, you know, you just like, I don't know how to explain it. Not every dock has a fish. It's like when they're there, they're there. That's what's telling everybody in a video earlier that I thought was recording, but clearly wasn't, so. You know what's crazy? So, I was talking about this earlier. I fished almost all the spots I had, and I've just barely got a limit. All those spots I got bit on the other day, I caught more fish in practice than I did right now. Except for day one when it was just like this. Except it was like 34 degrees that morning. It was like in the 40s this morning. I heard guys saying, I didn't put on enough clothes. I didn't put on clothes. Cinco tomorrow, I guess. They're all eating it now. They give them an extra second to get it. Oh, sorry, little buddy. That's the only place they have shade in here. These docks right here. You know, what I don't understand is there's like no rhyme, no reason to a lot of bites. Like I ran all that stuff this morning that I got bites on and only came away with a handful of bites except for one little area that I did get a lot of bites in. So I just think that the high pressure and that cold morning got them really mixed up, and tomorrow to get better. Because day one it was like that. It was really duty day one. I caught 2 fish all day. Well, I lie. Caught more than 2, but I only caught 2 keepers. So I don't know. has been brutal. Like, can't even stress how tough this has been. Well, if those guys got them, they got them, man. I mean, I know how tough it was down here for me, and I saw a handful of guys, so I'm pretty sure most of them ran up into the river or whatever, but then, like I said, it's a risk it for the biscuit up there, I think, but I could be wrong. I just know I did what I did today, and I mean, I feel like that was even tough to get. I ain't had a bite in forever. Some of that stuff I was hitting, I mean, it should have had fish on them. Well, I know some of them when I hit it, it had fish on them in practice. I caught them, so. This high pressure really got, this weather just up and down, man, up and down.
Next, Timothy, 97. Jacksonville Pasta Marina Pole from Jasper, Texas. How about it for Chad Harler? All right, Trey, bringing it up there, another veteran and serving our great country, so we appreciate him. He is over there at our camp this weekend, and we're having a good time over there. I don't know what it is. Last night was taco night. Who knows what it'll be tonight, but good to see you there, Chad. Right up here, sir. Right here on the big board, going to be a little bit of a delay there, but we're going to go 10 pounds even. 10 pounds even right there. A little bit of work to do, but like the last event, you went out there and kind of worked your way up the ladder. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Practice was tough. I did have one good day. I lost.
Today, be consistent again. Try to hopefully get a big bite today. That's going to be really important to get a big bite today, I think. I think if I can get 14 pounds like today and do it again tomorrow, I think I'll come up at least several places. I think it all depends on if these guys are going to catch them or not. I mean, a lot of the 10, 12 pound sacks, you know, you got to really honestly think that it was probably, it was a grind for me to get it. So it's probably a grind for a lot of those guys to get it. I hope at least that's my thought process on this. So, you know, let's just get after it today. And the good Lord has blessed us with the ability to be out here doing this, and let's get to fishing. Days these. Ow. Enemy. Thank you, Lord. All right, we're on the board. Yes, thank you, Lord. That's a keeper, I think. Pretty sure. Please don't be short. Please don't be short. Please make it. Yep. Thank you. keeper.
Big margin.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Jacksonville Parks and Marina Grove, Jasper, Texas. How about it for Mr. Chad Arler? All right, Chad. How about 10 pounds even on day one? Yep. Michelle and Courtney do not make mistakes. Only the guys on stage out here do. 4 in the bag today. Is that right? 4 in the bag? Come on, Chad Marler. That's not like you, brother. That's not like you. Shannon, what are you laughing at me for? God. All right, we're gonna go 8 pounds and 4 ounces, a 2-day total of 18 pounds.
All right, get day 3 rolling. We got a lot of ground to cover here, so maybe we can just get some points going here. Up later ones. Oh, that sucks. Well. Okay, that'll be a first. Oh, that's gonna suck. We're gonna do this. I've never had this occur till today. Stop, man. You already got a hook in my hand. I've never had to do this before by myself, so this will be interesting. Oh, buddy, it's always something, isn't it? Never had to do this by myself, but we're gonna do it. So, I'm gonna show y'all, check it out. Got one in my hand, all right? I just have to try to get this bad boy out by myself, and this is going to suck, but you know what? Sometimes you gotta send it. So we're gonna tie a nice knot on there, go all the way around over here. Make sure I get it right up against the hook. Right there. This is wild by yourself. Everybody's like, well, why is he being so calm? Well, if I get all wound up right now, it'd make matters worse. So, okay. Got one more knot, just to be safe, so don't come undone on me. We're gonna yank the snot out of it here in a second. So I'm gonna try and do it like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I guess I'm gonna put my hand right here like this and press down this barb like this. And yank the dog out of it here in a second. Oh God, he's not coming out. Hey, sir. Hey, I'm gonna come to you. I need your help. You don't tell me when.
Okay. You got it squeezing good, right?
Yeah. Bam.
You know what? You know what I say?
What's that?
Don't hook yourself.
Right, I know. Hey, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for coming out there and helping me. Hi, brother. Thank you so much. What's your name?
Tim.
Tim, I'm Chad Marler. It's nice to meet you, sir. I'm in a professional tournament right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, and you just saved my booty this morning.
Well, yeah.
Because if not, I was about to fish with the rest of the day like this. I got you, don't worry. All right, Tim. Give me your hand. I'll help you on your dock. Brother, I appreciate you, man. Hey, you have a blessed day, brother.
All right. Good luck to you.
Hey, thank you, sir.
Yep.
Now I can put that hook back on my lure and go back at it. He was like, tell me when. I don't want you to tell me. I want you to do it. I've had 3 hooks in my hand. And I tell you what, everybody thinks it hurts. It really doesn't hurt when it comes out. You really can't even feel it if you do it right. You gonna even kill for robbery now? He's too fucking short. Guaranteed too short. These are largemouth. Oh my God. Too short, I know he is. Sorry, little boy.
Come on. For Chad Marler. All right, Chad, good to see you. Always smile on his face. 18-4 on the first 2 days. Got 2 in the bag today for, hold on a second, 4-1. 4-1, we got it. 4-1, 22-5. 22-5. Let's move on.
Yeah, I'm ready to, get past like Norman. I threw big live baits. I treated it like back home in Texas, and I was looking for a big bite, trying to move over points. Well, that pretty much does it for Norman. A quick little recap, I could say, like in closing on Norman. When we went there, condition-wise, this is a lot of stuff I teach on my master class, electronic strips on Rayburn, how to approach stuff, how to break down lakes, or how to figure out that bite. When we were heading to Norman, we had still some big cold fronts that were going through off and on. Norman was taking place in April. And, Norman, if you do your research on Norman, you can catch a lot of fish. There's a lot of fish that are, small. So 14 inches has to be that minimum limit there. And, day one going into it in practice, I was expecting, honestly, a little more. I was expecting to catch a lot of fish, and for me, I was catching a lot of fish. But when I say I was expecting more, I was expecting to catch a lot more pre-spawn fish and post-spawn, and see a lot of spawners, like all in the mix. Water temperature is right at 62 during practice. We had 2 cold fronts go through. We had one go through, I think, day 2 of practice. And then we had one go through day 1 of the event. So it changed up a lot of stuff. In practice, I pretty much had figured out, I did a lot of things through a lot of things, but it came down just to throw in, basically a weightless worm. Norman, when you go to Norman, you could go fish for largemouth, you could go fish for spots, and, realistically, the lake has more spots in it. And I think that, my thought process on it is that I was looking to be consistent. That's the goal this year, is to try and stay consistent. And, so we figured out, we were just going to have to, end up throwing those weightless worms around the docks and get after it and cover as much water as we could. Day 1, we ended up with 10 pounds on the dot. That put us in the mix, believe it or not. Guys, there was some good weights caught, but that put us in the mix where I kind of was figuring I would be if I could get that weight. I was figuring about 13 pounds a day is what you're gonna have to catch in order to, get a real, at least get a check out of the ordeal. And I wasn't really too far off from a lot of it. I really actually I think I hit it dead on when I went back and looked at the weights, because, we're not allowed to really watch, we're not allowed to watch any of the live stuff when everything was going on. You see what place you're in, you can see the weights, but that is it. So after the event was done, after this event, I beat myself up pretty good on this event. I was disappointed in myself, and I just expected more of myself. I didn't catch a lot of numbers. The ones I was catching were better fish. We caught some better fish in practice, some 3s, and, we had a 4-pound spot in practice. And the big thing that killed me is that a lot of my areas, a lot of these fish were getting post-spawn. And I was catching like 2-pound spots, pound 75, pound 45, pound 70, or pound 85 spots, stuff like that, right? And if those fish had not been post-spawn, they would have been 2-pounders, but that's okay. What I mean by all this is that Norman was a place where I wasn't in the areas I was fishing getting a reload of fish during that time. I had to cover a lot of docks to get the bites that I was getting. And at the end of the day, when we laid day 1 with 10 pounds, I thought I could go get another 10 pounds day 2. We ended up catching a big largie day 2 and just got 4 fish on day 2. And I'm telling you all, I had the pedal down to the metal, and we were hammering down on covering as many docks as we could cover. Stick with me on that one, okay? Because I'm going to come back around to that. Day 3, we had already cut our work cut out from us only having 4 fish day 1. And day 3 was day 2, excuse me. And, that's just sometimes part of the game. I really should have had a limit. I lost a fish that would have given me 5. I'm pretty positive it was a keeper, but sometimes they were coming unpegged there. I don't really know why. I think a lot of it had to do with the pressure and the weather conditions we had, at least for me. Okay, at least for me. I can't speak for anybody else. But, that being said, day 3 we went out, we had a lot of ground to cover, and I really went out trying to catch some big fish, to make up some ground. I knew 10 pounds and a limit wasn't going to do a lot. I could have fished for points, you know, which we tried to salvage some points while catching the fish. I lost 2 fish that should have given me 5 fish. And I got really frustrated. I would say I was getting close to being on tilt a little bit, and I had to take a deep breath and just compose myself and just understand what I could have done better. Driving 14 hours straight back home to get back home for Easter, I did a hot wash with myself. And you know, I don't really ever care about what I do that's good. I mean, nobody cares about what you do that is good. Like, you know, I mean, great, you know, I had this, but what could I have done myself to make myself a better angler? What could I have done to change that outcome? That's what that's like I like to call a hot wash, you know, learned that from a previous job. So, you know, I driving home 14 hours straight, I thought about a lot, and I had a time to go back and, you know, realistically kind of go back and kind of overlook stuff. And a lot of anglers doing this exact same thing I was doing. The difference was for me that after analyzing and understanding and harping on myself that I could have done better, I should have made that run up the lake further. I stopped short because I was trying to settle into an area and break it down. You only have 3 days of practice. So if you get settled in on something, you know, you try to expand on that. And I kicked myself in the butt a little bit because I should have went on up further in the lake to look at stuff. You know, I kind of settled for catching those limits and trying to get in the mix each day. And I should have pushed myself, you know, to the point to get up there and look at that stuff. We put the time in. It's just that, you know, I think honestly, I spent a little bit too much time looking for some fish day 2 post spawn offshore. I found a lot of fish post spawn offshore. I really, really did. The problem is they weren't sitting still. Lake Norman is nothing but like the movie Dune. It's nothing but sand and hard compact clay in areas. You know, there's really, I seen some brush piles, not a lot of brush piles, okay? Docks was your best friend there. The bridges were your best friend. And I really think, like, looking back at Norman, you know, I just should have went to a couple more areas and not wasted as much time on day 2 throwing to those fish that all of my like experience just told me they're not sitting still. You might see them on the 360 for like maybe 2 casts and they were gone. So I should have spent a little more time on day 2 expanding those areas, fishing those docks, getting bit, looking for those bites, because I'm not gonna lie to you, they were far and few in between. And this is where I'm gonna bring you back around. I realized after day 2 that a lot of anglers, we never really saw each other a lot, but a lot of anglers were fishing the same docks. And we just didn't see each other as much because the rotations that, you know, we'd all had. I had an area that I'd caught multiple fish off a section of docks, multiple fish. Caught them in practice, caught them in tournament day 1. Day 2, you know, I had realistically only 2 bites there, and 3 bites, and they were not keepers. And after I got off that spot, I watched a guy come in. He was fishing the NPFL. I was down the bank a ways on another set of docks. He come right in. He shut down. He went in, made the exact same skip how I caught those fish off that exact same spot, fished it, and then fished a couple other spots because I could see him within eye shot. And, you know, I'm fishing, and I watched him throw the same docks, the same cast that I'd caught fish off on, and it dawned upon me. You know, the docks, you were only getting bit on certain docks, and you were only getting bit once or twice off a single dock. So it really clicked with me that a lot of anglers, we were all fishing the same docks in the same waters unknowingly to an extent. And it came down to, I just don't think enough fish pulled up with another wave in the area I was in. I do know on day 3 or day 2, a big wave had pulled up day 2, you know, further up the lake, and, you know, it showed in the weights. And man, you know, I had someone made a comment on my page, and I take it like a grain of salt, you know, like, well, you know, if you had a bad tournament, you know, I forget what it was. Maybe you should have a job or a profession change, and it doesn't even faze me. In this career that I'm in, you're gonna have good days and you're gonna have bad days. You're gonna have days where you're super successful, and you're gonna have days that you just failed, right? And there's gonna be a lot more of those days you fail than you're successful. And how you pick yourself up as a person, as an angler, is going to determine where you go and how you are, and it's going to show who you are. I don't ever expect to go out there and just crush stuff every tournament. It does not work like that in the professional side of fishing. Sometimes you're going to figure it out. Sometimes it's going to get the best of you. Like I said, looking at that, doing what I do, I'm blessed to be here. I am blessed to be able to do the things that I do. And I will share this all with you. When you decide to make a transition into something new in your life. Now, what I mean by this is like, and fishing is not new to me, but I will give you an example. Let's say you get a promotion at your work. You've worked there for 10, 12 years and you've done your job flawlessly. Great reviews, everything. Now they're going to put you in charge of an entire section that you're going to oversee, run, and take care of. And you've never been in that position before. You may have been a supervisor to a small team or something like that, but you've never had an entire section of people working under you. What do I mean by that? We're never, ever really, truly ready to make that next leap, but we grow into that person that we will become. We learn from our shortcomings. We learn from our failures. We learn from our success. We learn how to duplicate those things, or at least put us into the position from experience to have the best outcome. That's what I'll leave you with. I look back on this event and I'm always going to be hard on myself. There is nothing that I honestly would have changed except just getting some bigger fish, but going back and looking at all the statistics and analyzing everything, I was doing exactly what everybody was doing. I just didn't run into the bigger fish this go around, and that's okay, because I learned a lot about that lake. I've never been on Norman. I learned a lot about it. I learned about a lot of what not to do and what to do there. And I think that looking back on the big picture of stuff, it's one tournament in the entire mix. It's in one tournament. It's not going to define anybody's career. It never does. And honestly, the comment doesn't even bother me one bit. You will learn that as you begin to grow and move and leave things as a person, that your circle will go from this to about that big. And you'll also learn that not everybody has the best that comes into your life, that are brought to you in your life by the good Lord, are always there for, long-term situations. You're always going to remember that people will come and go out of your life. And a lot of times they're there for reasons you don't understand. And there's a lot of times things happen and it's there for reasons. And what do I mean by that? Fishing, making a jump to the professional levels, I keep my mouth shut. I go do me. I don't know anybody. And I keep to myself a lot. And I am very cautious about who I talk to and what I do with that stuff, because everywhere you go in life, you've heard me all mention this in previous videos, a lot of people wants to be your friend, and they don't have the best intentions for you in their plans. It's what's best for them. And I take that tournament, that has nothing to do with the performance portion of it. It just has to do with what goes through your mind as you're coming home. And that goes through your mind, when you see comments like that. And it doesn't bother me. It sounds like it bothers me, but it doesn't. It just makes you reflect and look different on stuff. There's two things in life: perspective and perception. Knowing the difference between the two is really important. But that's a close on Norman, man. That's some thoughts about it. Douglas is up next, and Douglas is going to be a tricky lake. In Tennessee, they had all that tragic, devastating, devastation of floods go through there last year. They said they've got it cleaned up pretty good. I know the lake's extremely low still. So that lake has been through the ringer up there in the last year. So it's going to be interesting. I do feel like, unfortunately, I hate to even say this, it's going to be a grind while we're there again. And it's just going to be a grind because the lake has went through so many changes in the last year, and it's going to be interesting, though, being on that body of water and breaking a new body of water down. We get there in May, so it'll be interesting to see how that lake plays. And then after that, we'll be up to Eufaula in June. It'll be getting hot, and then we got to go all the way to
St. Lawrence in July up there, and I'm excited about that one. And then, man, we skipped August. We're going to skip August, and then we'll finish up at Logan Martin in September, and that'll round out the season. And the goal, is always to be consistent moving forward from here. That's always been the plan. And we're going to hit Douglas, and we're going to focus on Douglas and, research just everything you can possibly do to set yourself up for success, Obviously within the confines of the rules. That is a huge thing these days. That's just been all over the place with the social media stuff, and no information. I'll tell you this. If you've ever talked to me, or you see me on the water, or you guys or anybody that's watching this, you see me fishing and I come at you real quick with, hey, I can't know any information about the lake. Please don't tell me anything about the lake. I'm not being rude, and I don't intend to be rude. It's that I don't want any chances of having an issue breaking a rule or walking that gray area of the rule. I'm not going to do that. That's not what I do. Everything that I do, I'm going to work really hard and get it done myself. And the people that have taken the time to invest in me, I'm always going to make sure I take care of them. So Norman's given me a lot to think about, how to approach things, how to think about stuff. And, after having a great finish at Santee Cooper and then going to Norman and getting kicked in the gut, it reminds you that this sport will humble you and break you down to your knees really quickly. It is what it is. But you know what? Trust the process. I'm blessed to be doing what I'm doing. I thank the good Lord every single day. Now, I appreciate each and every one of you. Hey, if you all could just hit like, subscribe, if you could share for me. You guys really, watching people on YouTube and stuff like that, and you see a funny or, whatever, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, whatever you all indulge yourself in, hitting like and share goes a long ways, even if it's just one. I'll just tell you all that. It helps get you seen. It helps, helps get you out there and brings things to you that sometimes you just have no idea who's watching. So I appreciate each and every one of you. That's a wrap on Norman. We're going to cut this off and we're going to get back to work. So we will see you all at Norman on the next one. To be mid-May. I'm going to miss my daughter's graduation on this one. It really upsets me tremendously, so I'm not going to dive too much into that because I'm going to choke up. But with that being said, we're going to see you all at Norman. As always, God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Until next time, everybody, Marler out.